Hi everyone, welcome to a new video series for 8085 microprocessor. I am Hariharan, Assistant Professor, Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, RMK College of Engineering and Technology. So let us begin with Unit 1, 8085 processor. Yes, all of you know about this. This is an architecture for 8085 processor. You can see a colorful architecture in the picture. Yes, yes. Let us see how to draw this architecture. Okay. Yes. First, let us define this architecture. This architecture contains 5 sections. One, ALU section. In this ALU, accumulator and flag registers are there. Second one, register array and data and address buses are available here. This is the second one. Third one, instruction registers and timing and control units. So this is what the third section of this architecture. Fourth one, it's an interrupt controller. Fifth one, serial IO control. So totally we have 5 different section in this architecture. Let us explain how to draw this architecture in the next slide. Yes, shall we? Let us now start how to draw this architecture. To draw this architecture, first draw a straight line like this and name it as 8-bit internal bus. Below this, let me draw the first section, ALU and accumulator section. First draw an ALU, an arithmetic logic unit. It is nothing but it performs arithmetic and logical operations. So what is arithmetic operations? Addition, subtraction, like this. To do addition, at least you need two numbers, minimum two numbers. So to hold the value of the two numbers, you need two registers. So one, you can take it as accumulator, another one, we can take it as temporary registers. So all the operations with respect to ALU will be performed with the help of these two registers, right? Directly or indirectly. Now this accumulator, you can see, I am connecting this accumulator to an internal bus using bidirectional. It means it says that accumulator is bidirectional. Then temporary register, it's a unidirectional one. The other end of the ACC and temporary registers are now connected like this. So it will act as an input for ALU. Okay. Once ALU get the input, it processes the data and then it gives output. And it may be given to the internal bus. And also, apart from the result, even accumulator will have a status signal that will be reflected through this flag registers. We have a 5 flag register that we'll be discussing in the next video. Okay, so this is what your accumulator and ALU section. Next one is register array section. Now let us draw a table like this. Here you can see B, C, D, E, H, L. Individual registers are there. You can even combine this register as BC register, DE register, HL register. If you combine it, we can call this as register array. Okay. Apart from this, we have stack pointer, program counter, and incrementer, decrementer for address latches. Okay. Also, we have an address bus and data bus associated with this register. Okay. This address bus and data bus are divided into two. Totally we have a A0 to A15 address bus, 16 line of address bus. This is divided into two. Okay, lower order address bus, higher order address bus. This lower order address bus is multiplexed bus. Okay, it can be even used as a data bus D0 to D7. Okay, and higher order address bus and lower order address bus are given like this: A8 to A15, AD0 to AD7. It is marked as higher order address bus and lower order address bus. This is about section 2. Now the third section is timing and control unit and instruction registers. Okay, this instruction register, you have to draw the instruction register between the accumulator and ALU section and register array section. So draw like this instruction register and connect like this. Then connect draw a block of instruction decoder and machine cycle encoding. Okay, then connect the output of the second block to the timing and control unit. This timing and control unit, as the name says, it generates a timing signal to control the architecture. The few control signals are being displayed here. Yes, one such signals are X1, X2 for crystal connection, clock outs, ready signal, read write signal, ALE signal, status signal, IO/M bar signal, hold and acknowledgement signal called as DMA signal, reset in and reset out signal. So these are the control and timing signals of 8085 register. Now the next section is interrupt controller. Okay, the interrupt controller, we have totally 5 interrupts: trap, 7.5, 6.5, 5.5, INTR. So totally 5 interrupts with one acknowledgement, INTA. The next section, the last section, is serial IO control. So serial IO control has 2 important pins. One is SID, another one is SOD. So this is what 85 architecture. Okay, I hope you understand how to draw an 8085 architecture, right? Yes. Next, in similar way to an architecture, we have a pin diagram of 8085 processor. Okay, see, now look at this pin diagram. We have a 40 pin IC from 1 to 40. Okay, so far you may have seen an IC like 741, 555 timers like this. But these ICs are 8 pin IC. It is very easy to remember. But now look at 40 pin IC. How to remember this, right? Let me go to the next slide and explain how to draw an 8085 pin diagram, right? Yes. Draw a rectangular box like this. Draw a rectangular box like this. Okay, and write down the numbers like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like this, till 20 on the left hand side. Okay, on the left hand side of the block, you have to draw from 1 to 20 from top to bottom. Similarly, on the right hand side, you can draw a number from 21 to 40, that is from bottom to top. Okay, so whenever if you are asking to draw a pin diagram, draw a rectangular box from on the left hand side 1 to 20, on the right hand side 21 to 40, you draw it. Next is, I will describe the pins one by one. First pin that you can draw is pin number 40 and 20. This pin number 40 is for VCC and pin number 20 is for ground. These 2 pins are called as power supply pins. Okay, we will give plus 5 volt power supply for this microprocessor. Next comes pin number 1 and 2. This 1 and 2 is used to connect crystal oscillator. Okay, where this with the help of this crystal oscillator, we can generate a clock signal. Okay, so that clock signal will help the entire processor, and also you can take this clock signal out. So pin number 37 deals with clock out. Then pin number 3 and pin number 36 are reset pins, reset in and reset out pins. Pin number 4 and 5 used for serial ports. Pin number 6 to 10 is an interrupt pin. Okay, trap 7.5, 6.5, 5.5 INTR, and pin number 11 is interrupt acknowledgement pin. Then comes Pin number 12 to 19, it is used for address data bus, AD0 to AD7. You have to draw in reverse way. Pin number 19 is AD0, AD1, AD2, AD3, AD4, AD5, AD6, AD7. We call this as multiplexed bus. Why it is called multiplexed bus? Two functions are present in this buses. Okay, that is address bus or data bus. On the left hand side, all the pins we have discussed. Now on the right hand side, from pin number 21 to 28, okay, it is dedicated for higher order address bus, A8 to A15, higher order address bus. Then pin number 29 and 33 are a status signal, where you can see the status of the device. See, if you connect an LED across these two pins, if that LED is not glowing 0 0, we can consider it is a halt operation, it is not doing anything. If it is 0 1, we can say it is doing write operation. If it is 1 0, we can say it's a read operation. If it is 1 1, I can say it's a opcode fetch operation is going on. Then pin number 30th is ALE. Pin that is used to demultiplex the bus. Okay. Pin number 31 and 32 are read write signal. Pin number 34 is IO/MBOSS signal, 35 is ready signal, and 38 and 39 are DMA signals. It is nothing but hold and hold acknowledgement. Okay, so this is how you have to draw a pin diagram of 8085 microprocessor. I hope you understand both architecture and the pin diagram, how to draw it, right? So if you have any doubt, you can comment me, right? Thank you. Thank you.